Hey guys, what's up? I've been thinking lately that people are kind of, I'm not trying to make like a sweeping statement about all people or anything, but it seems to me that a lot of the people that I know myself in my own life are just not willing to be open minded anymore. They get, I have friends on both sides of the political spectrum, right? I have right wing friends, left wing friends, far right friends, far left friends, and acquaintances. I'm just kind of bunching everybody up into the friend category. Uh, but some of them say some off the wall crap, like some really odd things. Some of these people call echo chambers. Some of these echo chambers. Uh, I don't understand how you can believe some of this stuff unless you're just not educated on it. Like, and even look, another problem that we have is a lot of times there's not really a clear academic answer to some of these things because it it wasn't that long ago that we had the food pyramid. Like, I think that people see the advent of the internet and the advent of AI, and they start thinking that we're smarter as a species than we really are. We're pretty smart, but and we have built up a lot of information in this giant database thing, the internet. But we're still figuring a lot of this stuff out. There's not really a whole ton of science on on some of these things, and sometimes when you're building up a bunch of scientific data, there's some hiccups along the way. There's some experiments that maybe we didn't get all the biases out of them. Before we publish the findings, which is a whole big problem that we've had for a long time. A lot of these studies and stuff, they can say whatever they want with these studies. Like, it doesn't really mean that that's a good scientific statement. Uh, I think a lot of these scientists in all of the scientific fields just need to have their credibility just wiped off the table because some of these people, like the the studies they say that they're doing, are just a waste of time and money. But people still, fund it and pay for it because it sounds like something you could put on the front of a magazine. You know what I mean? Or, well, probably not magazines so much anymore, but a blog or a vlog or whatever. You have somebody in the group that's good at talking and maybe kind of attractive, and you have them, spill the beans on, give the public the spiel on this goofy experiment that people did that has no standing in reality at all. And a lot of statistics are just like, you can say whatever you want with statistics too. A lot of times you just you can have four or five different sets of statistics that all have the same numbers, and you frame them in different ways to say different things depending on what you want to say politically or whatever. And you got to be kind of skeptical. You can't be walking around all gullible and stuff, or you're just going to fall for whatever BS your own political party is pushing. Um, and I've been wondering for a while, like, what, because I've been making some videos on YouTube, and I'm thinking I'm probably just going to keep doing it. So I've been wondering what political side is YouTube going to think that I'm on? Like, is it going to start showing my videos to more left-wing people or more right-wing people or what? Because my thing is, like, I have a lot of ideas that I don't really hear other people say a lot on either side. I don't really think of myself as right-wing or left-wing. I don't really want to be on the political spectrum at all. I kind of would like to just not think about politics for the rest of my life. And I mean, I think maybe if we had more parties, maybe it would help, or just no parties. Like, that would be cool. I think we should try that maybe. But people get stuck in these echo chambers, right? And it's like they don't really care whether what they're saying is BS or not anymore. They just kind of want to fight. They don't even care if they're right anymore. They just want to fight on both sides. Like, I've heard some bizarre. I mean, a lot of. I'm gonna be real for a second. A lot of the people on the right wing, they use various interpretations of parts of the Bible as their stance, their as like substance for their arguments. And some of these interpretations of the Bible are not really all that helpful. I had a friend the other day literally said to me, we were not having a debate really, and I wasn't really arguing, but she was kind of getting on my case about something that I'm not going to get into it, but she basically said that she has read the Bible a bunch of times and she only says what God says, and so she's right. And you can't argue with somebody like that. Like, there's no point, because they're never going to hear what you have to say, because they are bound and determined to have their way, and they're going to use God to do that, you know. And then on the left, Jesus Christ, um like, it's almost like, now this might piss people off, me saying this, partly because I'm white, but um there was a bit there where it was almost like people were just openly being racist against white people because they kind of felt justified in doing it. Just saying some off the wall things about white people, which, I mean, yeah, white people can be pretty weird, but like, we're all 200-pound primates, you know, like, we're all weird. And it's not necessarily, um, there's like, there's um, this whole group of people that big group of people that were talking about how, um, I forget what it was called. It was some kind of theory, um, how America is built on white stuff and built to oppress Black and Asian and Native American and everybody else. And to a degree, yeah, like, most of the people that have been in power in the U.S. have been white. So, I mean, there's bias there. But I could have swore we were all getting along before COVID. I could have swore we were all getting along a lot better before George Floyd happened. The cop murdered George Floyd. I could have swore we were all getting along before that. And then all of a sudden, like, all these people all of a sudden are just openly racist against white people. And they feel good about it because, you know, white people have been racist before. So, and you can't really argue with somebody like that either. I tried. Back during COVID, I hadn't figured out how much I hate politics yet, and I used to get on Facebook and debate my friends about everything. And like some of them, you just can't argue with them, man. You're never gonna win. And that kind of brings me back around to my point is like I think we need to all try at least a little bit to be a little bit more open minded, because I think that's kind of how you learn stuff. Like what if you just stay in the same friend group and listen to their opinions over and over and over and over and over again, and you never get any other information than that to process and digest, you're not really getting a lot of information. You're kind of information starved. And like people hear something that sounds good and they just repeat it for the rest of their life. They don't think about whether it's true or not, or whether or how broadly applicable it is, because some things are true sometimes and not true other times. A lot of things in life are situational, you know and a lot of things, I would say maybe most things in life are true to a degree, but maybe not 100% true. And if you never go to the other side and listen to them too, you're not giving them a chance to teach you what they can take, what they can teach you. Like the I think the left is right about some things. I think the right is right about some things. But you're never going to know that if you don't hear them out on some things. Some things are just ridiculous, like the racism on both sides. That's dumb. Let's stop doing that. Maybe the the left and their strange fascination with it's not a strange fascination, but maybe overly um, wrapped up in gay LGBTQ plus stuff, and the right's absolute disdain for it because of like a couple of Bible verses, I think in the Old Testament. It's maybe stop doing that too. Um, all these corporations, man, during Pride Month, uh, um, catering to these gay people. They just want your money, man. They just want your money. It's obvious. I don't know why. Like, now I know that there's more to it than that. Like, well, good, uh, acknowledge gay people, but at the same time, man, they just want your money. A lot of these corporations, they lean politically one way or the other, and I don't see why LGBTQ and all that needs to be political in the first place. Just leave people alone. Is it any of your business whether or not your friend is gay? No, leave them alone. And it just, I don't know. It just, I'm starting to ramble and lose my structure for this video, but just I think that everybody needs to try to be a little bit more open minded, and um, and maybe not just try to fight everybody all the time. We don't need two political wings trying to kill each other. It's just left wing people are not idiots, and right wing people are not necessarily monsters. Some of them can be. And some people on the left can be idiots. Some people on the right can be idiots. I'm not name calling. I'm just saying that, like a lot of people on one side or the other of the political spectrum like to call the other side idiots or whatever they think they are, traitors or suck ups or liars or whatever. And I'm not saying that there's not a lot of that going on. There probably is a good bit of that going on both sides. So just be skeptical, but also open minded. Try, because it's going to help you. I think a lot. It's helped me a lot. Maybe, I hope. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. But I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.